Hey everybody, it's George coming at you again. And hey, gonna ask you, just like I ask you every time, what have you done today to make your tomorrow even better? Because it's all about the actions you take today. Because we all know, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow never really happens. So what have you done today to really make this, make it successful tomorrow? And one of the things we're going to talk about today is utilizing that lead and sale, long-term funnel that we talked about in a couple of earlier videos, and how do we utilize that to be able to create a residual income during over a longer period of time? Because we all know, we've all been there, we've gone to things and we haven't bought it initially. A lot of things come up, whether me myself, it's usually my kids jumping in my lap and I have to shut out of something and want to come back to it later, or maybe they just weren't interested then. But and again, that doesn't mean they won't be in the future. So they've obviously opted in. They have some interest. Now it's all about how do you capitalize on it, and how are you there for when the time is right. So, let me share my presentation here and we'll walk through it of, what it is and what the anatomy is of a lead sales funnel. And, just like we talked about before, and we'll talk about it here real quick, is what is a lead sales funnel? Again, it's about filling your funnel with those qualified leads. They don't make that initial purchase. So how are you going to be able to capitalize on it? Well, you continue to send them information, whether you continue to send them value, continue to send them answers, social proof that equals the solution that you're getting, and you build interaction with those lists. So let's get past the initial, what does it look like, and really start to look at the anatomy of what a long-term sales funnel consists of. Well, one of the first things is autoresponders. If you haven't been in the industry before, you're not familiar with it, autoresponder is a service like GetResponse, Aweber. There's a lot of different ones out there, but find one that you want to use and just set it up. But basically what they do is they allow you to send blast emails, whether it's autoresponders or newsletters, and you're compliant with a lot of regulation that's around it these days. Because if you send an email to more than 20 people, there's a lot of laws around, how and what it looks like. So it's very important to utilize them. Plus, being able to use online resources and stuff allows you to capitalize on the fact of doing your efforts and having it produced for you time and time again over time. So autoresponders is basically a system where, based on when they enter into your lead system, these are based on either a time frame or an action step that will send out additional emails after that. And myself, I usually have it on a time based, where they enter my sales lead system and boom, they get an email right away, welcome them to my group, tell them what type of information I'm going to be providing, how often I'm going to provide it, welcome them in and showing them some value. And then every day for the next 7 to 14 days, depending on which lead system that they've entered into, they will get an email each and every day that I've already done once and have already produced and been able to provide results from. And I do that over a period of that time, so they get another email every day at the same time as when they open their original. So that I keep trying to go after that opportune time to give them the right information so that they will be able to capitalize on it and take a chance, or take the opportunity that I'm willing to provide for them. Newsletters, same base system, but it's not, basically you set them up and you schedule them, and it's a one done type of deal. So, but again, it's all about building automation. I usually schedule up my entire week's newsletters all at once. Usually on, either at the end of the week or the first of the week, I'll schedule out and script and write all my newsletters for that week, and I can schedule them to go out at a certain time of the day or best time. There's a lot of different options, but it allows me to pre-produce all my newsletters, pre-produce all my content, and be able to send it out and schedule it, so that it frees up a lot of my time. Again, it's all about utilizing and capitalizing on a lot of the resources out there. You can do text messaging. It depends on what you collect during your opt-in page. You can send out text messages if you collect cell phone numbers. There's a lot of different services out there. I use a couple different ones. They'll allow me to segment my groups, allow me to send texts out at certain times of the day, and so forth. So you're able to capitalize on that. Now, a lot of people, and then you can also call. You can always call me myself. I don't do a lot of prospecting on phones. I do provide my cell phone number on a lot of my communications so that people can contact me if they're truly interested. But again, I pre-frame it. I don't, don't contact me if you're just going to, chew my ear off. If you're truly interested in creating an opportunity, truly take a business, then contact me and we'll go from there. Because quite honestly, I work my job part-time. The income allows me to do that. So I don't have no need to, sit on the phone prospecting all day, nor do I ever have a want to do that. So I use my phone a little differently than some other people think of in this industry. So, in marketing and being in online. So those are the different parts of the anatomy of a lead sales funnel. You got your autoresponder, boom, they're in, and boom, you got things that are set out that wham, 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 wham. Autoresponder, day one, boom, email. Day two, boom, email. Day three, boom, email. Day four, boom, email, all the way out. And then I also send out newsletters every day. So I schedule out my newsletters that'll come out, every day of the week. And I usually do it all at once. So boom, they send out. Now, autoresponders and newsletters may not have the same type of information. It all depends on what you're marketing. But a lot of times what I'll do with autoresponders is I will do a lot of social proof in autoresponders. I will give a lot of answers to typical questions within the industry. And that hold a lot of people back. My newsletters provide, a lot like this. Will provide a lot of value-based content, a lot of content that'll allow them to see that, I am in the industry. I work it. I'm an influential member of the, of the market, of the industry, and that, what I do provides resources, provides results. And, you need to do the same. You need to be able to provide your leads and your prospects and show them that you're not just pitching out there. You're providing results. You're providing value. You are a valued member of the market, and that you're somebody to listen to and somebody to respect and somebody to take information from and really and really take it to heart. That when you say it, you really mean it, and you can show that you've done what you need to do to prove it, not only to yourself but to make it work. So, text messaging. I actually text message probably a couple times a week. Usually I'll text message to certain things such as calls or live meetings that I'll have, and certain promotions. I don't text message daily, usually 2 to 3 times a week. But a lot of people discount and don't think about this, but I can tell you right now, and a lot of the reasons why is because, not a lot of people will give you a cell phone number on a capture page online. Now, I have that option on some of mine, where it says name, email, cell phone. But I can tell you right now, I don't make the cell phone mandatory, because a lot of people out there won't give it to you. But I can tell you right now, if they do, and you can capture it, it's great, because newsletters and autoresponders, if you're really good at what you do, you can get usually between, an 8 to a 15% open rate on an average basis. Text messaging, if you just put a word in there and you're not any good, you can get 85 to 90% open rate. Huge difference. But then again, the reason why is because, one, everybody watches their texts, everybody opens them up no matter where they come from. But the thing is, that's also because they don't give it out to everybody. So, again, it's nice to have. If they use it, great. But those are the different things in the anatomy of the sales funnel. I've already pretty much gone through some of this too, but what kind of content do you send out within this funnel? What type of information do you send out in that funnel? Well, answers to questions. Any industry has a lot of questions that are very common, that everybody that is sort of those barriers for people entering into your industry. And you got to identify them, and you got to be able to provide answers for them that show that not only is what you're offering them, that product and service that you're offering them, provide the solution, go over, kill the barrier, knock it down, that it's holding them back, but also a reason why it's better than any others in the industry. So You got to provide those answers. You know, most industries out there, you know, they'll have questions that don't change a lot over time. There might be a little tweak here, a little difference or variation here or there, but most of the time, a lot of the industries out there, the barriers are the same as they've always been. You just got to figure out how your product or service will be able to knock down that barrier, answer their questions, and get them to say yes. Social proof, a variety of social proof from a variety of different people, so that you can prove, so that they can personalize it. And you never know exactly who you're talking to, so you never know, is it a man or a woman, is it single or single parent or married? You know, you never know the type of situation, so you're not sure exactly which one they're going to be able to personalize and internalize, you know, for that lead. So you got to be able to provide a variety of social proof out there, so that you can talk to the variety of different leads that you'll be going to, and one of them will be able to reflect that person, so that that person can internalize that person's struggles and how they came over them and how they produce the results with your product or service. So, and then you also have value-based content. Value-based content will allow you to show yourself as an industry leader, to show yourself with proof that you know what you're talking about, you understand the industry, you understand the products that are out there, you understand the struggles of the people out there that are partaking in them, that are buying them, and you can relate to them, and you can prove the fact that, you know, they need to listen to you. That you understand what's going on, and that you have their best interest at heart. And that's how you do it, is value-based content. It's not, you know, a lot of people misunderstand this. It's not just giving away stuff. It's about being able to set yourself as a market leader, and show that you know what you're talking about, and that when you show them an opportunity, when you show them a product, you do that of their best interest. And you got to make sure you hold on to that, and make sure that that's how you're doing it, because if you're just pitchy, you'll lose a lot of people out there. Variety of media, you know, whether it be blog posts, whether it be video, whether it be, you know, periscoping a meeting, whether it be, you know, there's a variety of different medias out there. Make sure that you try to find one or two, maybe three, that you really want to focus on and be able to master. And not saying that you'll be a master at it all at once. I mean, I've been doing video a while, but I'm okay at it. I'm not that great at it, but that just proves that anyone can do it. A lot of people hold back from video saying, oh, I can't do it. Well, if you got a phone, you can do it. It's done every day. I mean, my 9-year-old probably shoots better videos than me. She just grabs my phone and runs around with it all day and doesn't think twice of it. You know, I'm a little older than that, so I tend to think about it too much when I get in front of the camera. And I'm sure you can sympathize with that, but especially if you have kids. But, you know, select a variety of media, and I really, you know, want to stress on video, because video is king these days, and, you know, it's conquering all others. I still do long tail blog posts, you know, 1,000+ words. You know, I do that for the people that likes to still read, but I also do that for a lot of SEO and a lot of content marketing as well, so that people find it and see me as, you know, authority a little bit too, and not just somebody that's throwing a bunch of videos out there. That I really try to get into my industry. And again, build interaction, try to find ways to get people to interact with you, to build a level of communication, not just through an email, but maybe connect with you on social media or Skype, or call you on your cell phone, you know, a way to build that interaction with them, and be able to provide direct answers for them, and provide a direct opportunity or solution to their problem. You know, and, you know, if some of these things are not hitting home for you, you can't quite understand them, hey, this is my interaction with you. Comment below. Tell me what it is that I'm addressing that has answered some of your questions, that has been able to provide you with different avenues to be able to market, but also tell me what it doesn't do. Tell me what questions it doesn't answer that you're trying to lead into, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to get into everything in this quick little video and little presentation. There's a lot of different things in there. You know, but one of the things is to understand the anatomy, understand the variety of content that you have, and then really sitting down to put it all together. Sitting down to take a look at your funnel and say, okay, I got an autoresponder, I'm going to do newsletters, and I got promotions I want to put out there. So, you know, set up your autoresponder. Go out there and really put out 7 to 14 days. 14 days of content. Okay, and mix up the content. Throw in some social proof, throw in maybe a couple blog posts that you've done pretty well, a couple videos that you've done pretty well, but give them value-based content. give them social proof, and then build some interaction with them. Get them to respond back to you. Get them to give you the questions that they have so that you can respond directly and be able to address them and get them on board with you. Newsletters. I'm going to tell you right now, at least once a day. Send out content once a day, every day. And the best part about it is you can set it up weeks in advance. You know, I do mine at least a week out, if not 2 weeks. If I know I'm going to be traveling with my family or something, I'll start cranking them out. And instead of maybe spending an hour or two one day, I might spend like 5 hours one day just cranking out a bunch of content, cranking out the newsletters so that I can have them scheduled for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I can take off with my family and not have to worry about it because everything's good to go. But what's most important is once you set up what type of promotions you want to send out, the newsletters, you've already set up your autoresponder, create that daily task list. Okay, and this is very important for most people because this is where they fall short. They start to take action, and then they just let it slide and let it slide. And this is anybody that tries to go into business for themselves. This is one of the biggest hurdles to get it to overcome, is to just not. You know, you don't have a boss yelling down your throat every day to get things done. So you tend to just slack off little by little each and every day. No, create a daily list, get it done, knock it out, and then you can go about the lifestyle that you want. But get that daily checklist every done. And if you want to take a vacation for 2 weeks, just up your to-do list. That's all I can say, because that's what I do. So there's a couple different things that I didn't go into on here. Mainly because I'm running out of time right now, getting ready to take off with my family, actually. So hopefully this answers some questions. Comment below, let me know. Also, if you think this has gotten you value, comment below and ask me for the bonus, because I do have a little bit of bonus. I'm going to do a quick video maybe on the road during our travels, and I will send it out to you. So comment below, leave me your email address, send me an email. Let me know, hey, I've taken a look at your lead funnel and I want to know that bonus. I want in. It's making a difference in what I do. Let me in on that bonus. So I look forward to seeing your comments here shortly. And let me stop sharing the presentation here. But, you know, I look forward to sharing with you different ways, different avenues that I've seen, and tell you the truth that, you know, the nice part is you utilize technology to really maximize and allow you the time for you. And that's what it's all about. So again, comment below. Let me know what it provided for you. Let me know what questions you have so I might be able to answer them, and ask me for that bonus and I'll give it to you. Until then, man, off with my family. So I'll take care.